coming to you tonight from San Patricio County. San Patricio County is on the Gulf Coast, right next to Corpus Christi. Through this county runs a lot of natural gas pipelines that connect to a Cheniere LNG facility. Biden knew when he was getting into this situation with regard to Russia and the Ukraine, he knew that the price of oil would be going up even more. And so everybody watching this show, their price they're going to be paying at the pump will be going up even more in the coming days.
How quickly could the oil industry get up and running and producing and extracting the oil from the ground, in your view?
Under President Trump, under a president who is committed to accelerating the permitting process, it could be done extraordinarily quickly, especially on the pumping side, because many wells, they're called drilled but not completed wells, and they could be up and running very quickly. So we could be providing both the natural gas as well as the oil, not just to people across the country, but to people in other countries, such as in the European region.
Look at how shameless these Republicans are. I mean, Ukraine is literally in the middle of being invaded right now, and their first thought is to talk about how to sell American oil. Just think about that. Linger on that for 1 second. Because this is what we really need to understand. American politicians, for the most part, simply do not care about the well-being of the people of literally any country. And their first thought in any situation is how to profit off of it. And Governor Abbott, in this situation, is thinking about how to get his donors some extra cash by trying to put pressure on Joe Biden to approve oil permits to sell American oil. But this is a perfect example of where Republicans are so close to the point. The truth of the matter is the United States does depend on oil from a lot of different countries, and that creates this global supply chain that I'm against, not for the ridiculous racist reasons that these Republicans are, but for the very legitimate reason that is oil spills happen all the time, especially in these oil tankers. And on top of that, there's also the fact of, climate change destroying our entire planet. But the good news is we can kill two birds with one stone by just simply switching to renewable energies. If we actually invest in our renewable energy infrastructure, we can take apart some of this global supply chain that we have that is so environmentally destructive, and we can reduce our carbon footprint in the process. But they don't care about our carbon footprint. They don't care about global supply chains destroying the planet through oil spills and things like that. What they care about is profits. And that's exactly why a lot of these Republicans are perfectly fine with Russia invading Ukraine. Now, we can have a longer discussion about their original point about this being Joe Biden's fault. Obviously, NATO has been playing a very long-term aggressive role in Eastern Europe at this point, very adversarial towards Russia, very willing to escalate things. But in this moment right now, what's happening is Russia is invading Ukraine, and these Republicans are trying to figure out how to profit off of that. That is absolutely shameless.
This is Ben Carollo with Rebel Headquarters. You can catch my show Galaxy Brain on the Young Turks Twitch channel every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to stay up to date with my content, you can follow me at Benjamin Carollo on Twitter. And lastly, to those of you who might be wondering or have noticed, my pronouns are in fact she, her.